the Bible story of Joseph, from the pit to the palace. Long ago in the land of Canaan, a young man named Joseph stood out among his 11 brothers. Not because he was the strongest or the oldest, but because he was his father Jacob's favorite. And oh, his father didn't hide it one bit. Jacob gifted Joseph a coat of many colors, rich, royal hues that shimmered in the sun. Every time Joseph walked by, his brothers would squint, partly from jealousy, partly from how bright that coat was. But Joseph had more than a fancy jacket, he had dreams. And not just any dreams, prophetic ones. One morning at breakfast, Joseph excitedly told his brothers, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain, and suddenly my sheaf stood upright while yours bowed down to mine." The brothers froze mid-bite. "You think we'll bow down to you?" they snapped. But Joseph didn't stop there. "Oh, and I had another one. The sun, moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me." Even his father Jacob frowned. "Joseph, are you saying your mother and I will bow too?" Yet, in Jacob's heart, he wondered if maybe the boy's dreams were true. The brothers? They had enough. Envy grew like a storm inside them. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers in the fields. They saw him coming from afar, that coat gleaming like a signal flare. "Here comes the dreamer," one brother muttered. "Let's kill him and see what becomes of his dreams," another hissed. But Reuben, the eldest, spoke up. "Don't kill him. Just throw him in that pit." He secretly planned to rescue him later. So they tore off his colorful coat, threw him into a dry pit, and sat down to eat lunch as if nothing happened. Then came a caravan of Ishmaelite traders heading to Egypt. Judah had an idea. "Let's sell him instead. No need for blood on our hands." So they sold their brother for 20 pieces of silver. And as Joseph was carried away in chains, his brothers dipped his coat in goat's blood and brought it to Jacob, pretending he'd been killed by wild animals. Jacob's heart shattered. He tore his clothes and wept for days, refusing to be comforted. Down in Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, captain of Pharaoh's guard. Though he was a slave, Joseph's spirit never broke. God's favor was with him. Everything Joseph touched prospered, the house, the fields, even Potiphar's finances. Soon Joseph was running the whole estate, but trouble brewed again. Potiphar's wife began to notice Joseph, not for his wisdom, but his good looks. "Come lie with me," she whispered one day. Joseph refused. "My master trusts me with everything. How could I sin against God?" But one day she caught his cloak as he fled, and when her husband came home, she lied, saying Joseph had tried to attack her. Potiphar, furious, threw Joseph into prison. Even in the dungeon, God was with Joseph. Soon, the prison warden put him in charge of all the other prisoners. One night, 2 of Pharaoh's servants, the cupbearer and the baker, had troubling dreams. Joseph listened carefully and, by God's help, interpreted them. "In 3 days," he told the cupbearer, "you'll be restored to Pharaoh's service. And you," he told the baker, "will be hanged." It happened exactly as Joseph said. Before the cupbearer left, Joseph pleaded, "Please, remember me when you stand before Pharaoh." But the man forgot. For 2 long years, Joseph waited in that dark cell. Then one night, Pharaoh himself had 2 strange dreams. Cows coming out of the Nile, fat and thin, and ears of grain, healthy and withered. None of his magicians could explain them. The cupbearer suddenly slapped his forehead. "I know a man who can interpret dreams." Joseph was quickly summoned, cleaned up, and brought before Pharaoh. "I've heard you can interpret dreams," Pharaoh said. "Not I," Joseph replied humbly. "But God will give Pharaoh the answer." Pharaoh told him the dreams, and Joseph declared, "God has revealed what he's about to do. 7 years of plenty will come to Egypt, followed by 7 years of famine. Store grain during the good years so the land will survive the famine." Pharaoh was so impressed, he made Joseph second in command over all Egypt, from prisoner to prime minister just like that. As Joseph predicted, the land flourished for 7 years, and he stored away grain in massive barns. Then came famine, not just in Egypt but across the whole world. Back in Canaan, Jacob sent his sons to Egypt to buy food. They bowed before the Egyptian ruler, not realizing it was Joseph himself. He recognized them instantly, but they didn't know him. Tears filled his eyes, but he held back, testing their hearts to see if they had changed. After a series of emotional encounters, including one where he hid a silver cup in Benjamin's bag, Joseph could no longer contain himself. He ordered everyone else out of the room and cried so loudly the palace shook. "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt." The brothers were speechless, terrified. But Joseph smiled through tears. "Don't be afraid. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to save many lives." He embraced them, forgave them, and sent for his father Jacob, who came to Egypt rejoicing to see his son alive. From the pit to the palace, Joseph's journey proved one unshakable truth. When God has a plan for your life, no pit, prison, or betrayal can stop it. What began as a story of jealousy became a story of forgiveness, faith, and divine purpose. And through Joseph, God preserved the very family that would one day bring forth the Messiah.